are overpopulated, and also the government of Zimbabwe is doing nothing to their country, but they put everything to South Africa. And another issue is for the passport. Why the government of Zimbabwe make a passport very expensive, 4.5, 5,000 a passport. Here in South Africa, a passport is plus minus 600 or 500. But if the government of Zimbabwe, they know that their people, they run from their country because there is no human rights, there is no freedom, like what happened in the South Africa. That's why we come here today, and we want to warn the embassy and the government of Zimbabwe that this is just a beginning. More things are coming. When we come here, we need the government of Zimbabwe to make sure that the price for passport become reasonable. Because if you check the price of passport, it makes even life hard for the police here in the South Africa. When somebody commit crime, it is not easy to trace that person. And the country, people blame the police, saying they are not doing their job. But we know who the person caused that. Is the detector, which is President Mnangagwa. And another issue is that people cross the river in Limpopo, even fighting for their life with the crocodile. But they will first to come to South Africa. On the way, when they come to South Africa, they will first to get into buses without papers. Some of the people, they run on the buses, avoid being searched by South African police. On the way, some of the buses get accident. You know what happened when they get accident? These passengers who get injured, some they organize alternative transport for them, and some on the process, they died without not even examined by doctors and the nurses, which is very painful. And my question is, when President Mnangagwa, when he said he's a president to who? Because 500,000 of Zimbabweans, they are here in South Africa. And here in South Africa, we are fighting. We are fighting for jobs among ourselves. Some, they will say, hey, Zimbabweans are taking our jobs. But themselves, they are enjoying luxuries. While ourselves, we are suffering. Themselves, they can go to overseas to get medical treatment, whereas we are suffering, we don't get anything. And also another issue is the issue of the, what you call, the ZIMRA. You see in the border gate of Zimbabwe, what they are doing to South Africa. It is unfair because they are collapsing even the currency here in the South Africa. That's why in the South Africa we are listed, money laundering and everything. The ZIMRA, they take rent, but they don't want people of Zimbabwe to buy groceries here in the South Africa. When they go in the border gate with the groceries, the government of Zimbabwe tells them to say, they can charge them double duty, 40%. If I buy maybe fish oil, cooking oil by 50 rand, when you go to the border gate, you can be charged ×2. And we are talking of the domestic workers here and the gardeners who are trying here in South Africa. But when people of Zimbabwe and their vehicle come to South Africa, we don't charge them nothing. They cross the borders with their vehicle without even pay. But when you go to Zimbabwe, a buggy, a sedan, you pay 2,000 for gate pass, and even TIP, even coupons. Even if you have got the insurance here in South Africa, the government of Zimbabwe, they are taking that money. My question is, when you take millions from the motorists, gardeners, and the domestic workers, why can't you build the hospital in Zimbabwe? Because here in South Africa, hospitals are left with Panado. You go to hospital, they will say there is no medicine. Which is true. No only medicine left. When you have got headache, you have got diabetic, you have got HIV, they will just give you a Panado. But if you are sitting here inside, enjoying. Our issues also is the issue of Donald Trump. You see the Donald Trump had AIDS here in South Africa. So we are going to die, all of us. Because you will remember that people who rely on HIV, people who rely on TB, where are they going to get medicine? It is going to be very hard. You see, I used to go on the garages, but so far you can't even get condom. Because all the condoms they take it to Zimbabwe.
Yes.
You see, because Zimbabwe there is no medicine. You go to Zimbabwe, you get injured. They don't have plaster. What they can do to you, they can give you a card box
Or a
to
t-shirt.
cover you as a plaster, so you can get healed. But Mnangagwa is still singing the same song to say, I'm the president. Who elected you? Because you have rigged the election. That's why we are here to call you to say, you must step down as soon as possible.
Yes.
Because the people in the SADC, people in South Africa, they are suffering. We are suffering. We don't have jobs. Hospitals are overpopulated. And now, in the government of Zimbabwe, when you try to speak as a journalist, or you are from the opposition parties, what they do is to kidnap you, assassinate you, and also to adapt you. You see. So, which is totally unfair. As we speak, one of the journalists is arrested to expose the corruption in the Zimbabwe. You see, Mnangagwa will fly to South Africa to get medication. We are going to Toy. When he's gonna come maybe to what you call, there is some hospital there by Joburg.